Hey guys, it's Jack from Revolution X Games here, and today I'm going to be analysing the mystery trailer from the VGAs this year for an unknown game titled The Phantom Pain. Let me first start off by saying this trailer has a few little lies in it.
Please try to relax. There is plenty of time. I need to tell you something. You've been in a coma for quite some time.
On your feet, soldier. The whole place is going down.
V has come to.
Firstly, I would like to point out the name of the developer, Moby Studio. Never heard of them? Well, you're right. The supposed company has announced The Phantom Pain as their first big release, but let me say that the whole company is fake. Basically, it's a prank or troll from a very popular game developer. The clue is in the CEO's name. If you go to their website and click About Us, you will see a brief description of the company, and you'll also notice the name Joachim Mogren as the CEO of the company. This isn't a real person. Firstly, the name is an anagram. If you rearrange the letters, you will get the name Kojima. If you don't know who Kojima is, he is the CEO of the company Konami, who are the people behind making the Metal Gear Solid franchise. This shows that Moby Studios is secretly Konami, and they are the developers of this title. Also, as you can see from the trailer, the title The Phantom Pain has an odd effect for the font, and this is no effect. The lines and missing sections of some words are where the true title of the game has been hidden. If we try filling in the gaps with Konami's Metal Gear Solid game, the letters actually fit, meaning the title of the game is actually Metal Gear Solid 5. This has really shocked me since this is one of my favourite franchises of all time, and I cannot wait for this game to be released. Okay, let's move on to the trailer analysis. Okay, so the first thing we notice from the trailer is this guy. You see, he's obviously a doctor or something, and from the background you can see a flag of the Union Jack, which means the place is probably in England. But this doctor seems like he could be a main character. If not, he's just going to be one of these characters that you see once and won't see again throughout the whole game. But either way, it's kind of interesting to try and find out who this guy is, because he does look slightly important towards the main story of the game. Okay, so this next scene, it actually introduces the two main characters of the trailer. The first one being the main protagonist on the left, and on the right, the guy that you follow around, I guess. But as you can see, the car crash seems to be after the hospital, because they're still in like the patient's clothes and everything, and they've got patches around their eye, all that sort of stuff. And also they've got drugs in the car, so I'm not entirely sure what's happening here. Okay, this next scene is very interesting. This shows the first person view of the main protagonist, and it also shows that his arm has been cut off because it's been replaced with a hook. Now, this may remind you a lot of Liquid, because his arm was cut off in the previous Metal Gear Solid game. But it's not him. I can tell you that right now, because Liquid's arm was cut off, and it was his right arm, I think, that was cut off. This guy's arm is his left arm, so it can't be the same guy, but it might be someone close, I'm not sure. Okay, so I had to look this bit up. This guy is unknown to you. He's the guy that you follow around the hospital level. I'm not sure if he plays any importance to the rest of the game, but the quote that he puts into this certain scene is actually reused dialogue from Sergeant Roebuck of Call of Duty World at War, with the quote, "Get up, soldier, the whole place is coming down." And I'm not sure why they've used it. It might be, I actually don't know if it's an Easter egg or not, to be honest. Okay, so this part clearly shows that the guy cannot move around. His arm obviously is being cut off, but he can't move his body either, which means it could be something linked towards the time when his arm was cut off. But you just got to look at the graphics here. The graphics look absolutely amazing, and Konami did announce that they were working on a new game engine called the Fox engine, so this is most likely going to be using the Fox engine. Okay, this next scene is kind of creepy. It shows off that you're sneaking around, so it's obviously Metal Gear Solid, but if you look into the distance, it closes up onto it on the trailer. There's a creepy woman in this elevator, and I don't even know what it's for. It's genuinely a really creepy sort of scene. I don't know what it's all about. If it might be a boss, I'm not sure. Okay, this is basically showing off the face of the main protagonist. Now, it looks as if Konami is trying to cover up the face because they don't want people to know who it is, but you can sort of guess theories on who it is. Some people think it's Solid Snake, and in my opinion I think it's Naked Snake, because basically he's got an eye patch, like a bandage over his eye, which is basically like representing the eye patch from Naked Snake, and also the bandage could like represent a bandana, what the snakes are sort of franchised to be wearing throughout all the Metal Gear Solid games. Okay, so this next scene shows off some soldiers going around this hospital killing all the doctors and nurses. It is unknown to why these soldiers are actually raiding this hospital, or maybe they're looking for the main protagonist. Okay, so as you can see in this scene, the building seems to be on fire, and you've got patients and doctors that are trying to run away from the fire. But you got to look at this guy. This guy, he's on fire with it. He doesn't seem to be affected by the fire. He's got armor on. He seems to have devil red eyes, so he's most likely going to be a boss of the game. Okay, so here we can see the main protagonist actually seems to be able to run now. He can actually move his body, and he seems to be running away from something throughout the fire, but it's unknown to what he's running away from. It could be one of the bosses. Okay, so here's a shot of the soldiers that are causing the massacre in the hospital, but it's unclear as to who they work for. They could be Russians, they could be Chinese, I don't know, it could be anyone. Okay, so this woman seems to be on fire as well, so it's possible she could be a boss, but it's also possible she might not be, because she doesn't seem to like the fire, so she might be an ally. Now this thing is extremely confusing for me. I don't know what it is. It appears to be some sort of horse, could be like a Pegasus horse, but it's on fire, so it's possibly a boss, but I don't get why there is a horse. It might be something to do with this guy's illusions, I'm not sure. Okay, so this is even weirder. We saw a horse at first on fire, but now we see a huge whale on fire, which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. It obviously can't be real, so it's going to be something in his imagination, but basically this whale, I've never seen anyone comment about this, but this is my opinion. I reckon that's where Konami came up with the name Moby Dick Studios. I reckon that boss is either called Moby Dick or it's something to do with it. Okay, so this scene seems to show the main protagonist has escaped the hospital, but where does this lead into next? Okay, so this part is shown just after the title pops up, and it's showing the main protagonist's face again, a bit clearer this time, but he's also being aimed at by a soldier. But the question is, what is that behind the soldier? Because you see in the trailer, you see it fly up behind him. It looks like the little girl from the elevator, or the woman from the elevator. It could be a little girl or a woman. But people speculate that it could be Psycho Mantis, which I highly doubt, because Psycho Mantis was taller and skinnier, and he had a... Well, you don't actually see them face, but if it's not Psycho Mantis, there is another possibility. It could be the Psycho Mantis doll from Metal Gear Solid 4, but it could be too small to be the character. Okay, so these two snapshots that I'm about to show you aren't from the trailer. If you go to the Moby Dick website, these two images were added to the image gallery. The first one shows off the main protagonist sneaking around a waiting room, and the second snapshot shows him sneaking around the waiting room again, but this time it's on fire. So these two snapshots basically show off the sneaking mechanism which makes the Metal Gear Solid franchise famous. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this brief analysis of the Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain trailer. If you'd like to see me do more of these sorts of things again, then leave a comment in the comment section below, leave a like and subscribe. Thanks a lot guys, I'll see you next time.